Welcome to my review of the second episode of The Last of Us. So all in all, a fantastic episode. I preferred it to the first, and I loved what they did at the start. So I'll just talk about everything sequentially since it's easier. So in terms of the opening, I loved the Jakarta scene, and the Indonesian actress playing the professor, Christine Hakim, did a phenomenal job. All her expressions and reactions were on point, and you could feel her anxiety. And when she's studying the woman's corpse and she cuts open the leg and you can see the fungus inside, it looks so realistic. It looks so cool and very gross at the same time. One thing I thought was a little dramatic was when she discovers that there are, I think, 14 infected people still unaccounted for and just running wild, and her only suggestion is to bomb everyone. And like I understand, they were trying to make us realize the weight of the situation and how serious this this zombie apocalypse is, but it still felt like such a quick jump to say let's bomb everyone. So for me it was just a little jarring, and I still feel like Ellie's vibe is quite different in the show to the game. She's become such a smart mouth, but in a bratty way in the show, though she was cute and charming when she was enacting out the scene in the hospital lobby, and then Joel calls her a weird kid and she's like, you're a weird kid. So that was very cute. I'm really loving Tess. Well, I loved her. She's gone now though, and I think I like the TV show Tess more than the game. Like, her personality has a lot more nuance and she seems more like a leader here. One thing I found a little stupid though was when they're fighting with the clickers and one attacks Joel and Tess is running past and crashes into, I think, a coat hanger or something like that, because she was distracted watching Joel with the other clicker. And I mean, it's a very realistic scenario, and if it were me, I'd definitely be running into walls and right into the clickers probably. But since Tess is meant to be this seasoned and tough soldier or whatever, I thought this sort of thing likely wouldn't happen to her. But she's still a boss and went out like a boss. I liked the change to the storyline as well. So originally in the game, she sacrifices herself trying to kill some soldiers so that Joel and Ellie can escape, but in the series she dies bombing the infected instead. And the fungus kiss was super creepy and gross and a little weird, but I liked it still. I knew she was going to die, but I was still like, why don't you at least try to avoid them and try to avoid being kissed by the weird fungus tentacle things? But I suppose she was very distracted trying to light the fire to set the explosion off. One new idea they added was people who are infected form part of a bigger network, so they become like a massive blob, and if you touch one part you can wake up all the other parts. So that's quite an interesting aspect I didn't think about when we were told the infection is caused by fungus instead of spores. So that was cool. I'm still preferring the spore idea, even though I know it wasn't realistic for them filming and scientifically speaking. So I'm not minding what they're doing with the fungus if they continue to explore more interesting scenarios about how to play around with this idea. So yeah, overall, loved the second episode even more than the first. Tess is amazing, and I'm very sad that she's gone so quickly, even though I was already expecting it. But yeah, let me know what you thought, whether you're a gamer, who knows what's coming in the storyline, or you're just watching this without knowing anything about this show. Yeah, let me know how you're finding the series so far. Comment down below and subscribe and like the channel if you do. I'll see you next time.